Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a drink, it is time for some Path of Exile discussion. I was having some discussions with other players and we came up with a potentially degenerate Atlas strategy that all of us would have liked to have tested, except none of us are actually able to do it. And the reason for that is that we've all completed our Atlases in the Crucible expansion. Now I don't actually think that this is going to be all that strong a strategy, but it is one of those things that's kind of nasty to be locked out of trying. This strategy revolves around the Kirac missions that say, find the stack of divination cards. Now the way that these work is that when you go into one of these missions and you're running through it, one of the monsters at random in the map will be chosen and it will be given a full stack of one of the divination cards that drops in that map. That can be one of the tileset specific drops. For example, if you were in the tower map, that could be a nurse, or it can be a boss specific drop. For example, if you're in the tower, one of the boss specific drops is the offering. You'll never get the offering from a trash monster in that map, but you can get a full set of them from a trash mob in conjunction with one of these find the stack of divination card missions. Now, these have been particularly useful in tracking down drop locations of a couple of divination cards. For example, the way that the POE wiki team discovered that the drop location of Unrequited Love was the Maze map, the Vaal Temple map, and the Vaal Pyramid map, as well as some unique maps, was because a player reported getting a stack of 16 of that divination card from one of these missions when they were sent into a maze map. That was the first piece of the puzzle, the first clue that let us work out where that divination card actually dropped. So what happens if you use Explorer's scouting reports in conjunction with these missions? Well, if you never complete a specific map, you do all of the other non-unique maps on the Atlas, but you leave one map strategically blank, then you can use Explorer's scouting reports and Kirac's missions will guarantee to give you that specific map. And then every time that you pop an Explorer's scouting report, which is something you can very easily pick up in Trade League, then you can guarantee that you're going to get a lot of missions to that specific map. Additionally, there's a good chance that at least one of them will be find the stack of divination cards. However, you can't do this if you have already completed your Atlas. And this is the thing that's quite frustrating. I would have liked to have tested this out. I don't think it'd be all that strong, but I would have liked to have given it a good test, but I can't do it because I've already completed all of the regular maps on the Atlas. In terms of what map you would do this with, some people's initial thought is, oh, I'll go with Apothecary or Unrequited Love. These are the most valuable divination card sets that can drop from regular maps. There is one divination card where a full set is worth more, and that's House of Mirrors, but that drops from the Alluring Abyss, whereas the Apothecary and Unrequited Love are tile set drops, and as a result, there's something that can come up with this find the stack of divination cards. So those would be a lot of people's first thoughts. The reason I don't recommend them is that each of those maps has very common other cards, and also those divination cards are extremely, extremely rare. It is definitely possible to get a set of Apothecaries if you're running a Crimson Temple, for example, and there is a screenshot on Reddit of someone having that happen just today. But Crimson Temple and also the other three maps in which the Apothecary drop each have three divination cards that are quite common. These are the Blazing Fire, the Opulent, and the Journalist. Each one of these is estimated as 1500 or 1600 times as common as the Apothecary. On the flip side, if you're looking at Unrequited Love, you have one of the most common divination cards in the game, the Catalyst, 1/3 of a Vaal Orb, and that drops from all of the tile sets that drop Unrequited Love. And if some of the popular estimates for the rarity of Unrequited Love are accurate, then this is actually going to be 6,500 times as common as Unrequited Love is. For those reasons, I don't think those are necessarily the cards you want to chase. I think it's the Sephirot, and I think you should be doing it in Residence map. The reason I think this is the case is that the Sephirot doesn't compete with as many common cards as the other high value turn-ins do, and also it's a considerably more common card normally. And so for that reason, if you want to try this out, if you haven't yet done Residence map in the Crucible League, definitely give this Atlas strategy a go and let me know whether it works for you. I'm not going to guarantee it will because I can't test it myself, but I do think it's something that would be interesting to try, and it would be interesting to have the option of Cartographer Seals back so that players can experiment with things like this again in the future, like we used to be able to do in the past. That's all I got on this. May your Kirac scouting reports have interesting results, and I will see you around.